One of the hardest questions that I ask people is also one of the simplest. What do you want? I used to ask people, how much money do you want to make? And that was even worse. Like, everyone would just say $1 million, or before that is, well, I want to make I want a 6-figure business. Like, no, you don't, because that's not even your number. It means nothing to you. I used to say this all the time. How much money do you want to make? And you can't say $100,000 and you can't say $1 million. Now, it sounds all juicy, but it's not your number. It's something somebody else told you. This is how I said this. $100,000 is what a good Midwestern person is allowed to make and sound ambitious without sounding greedy, right? It's not a real number to you. It's not a real number to you. It's what somebody else told you is something good to strive for, but won't make you too big for your britches. It's hard to know what it is you want in a world that has been telling you what you're supposed to want for 1,000,000 years. So I get it. It can be hard. So I like to just bring it back and let's make it easy. What do you want a little bit more of right now? In addition to the very human problem of all or nothing thinking, humans also do this weird thing where we think we only get to make a decision one time forever and ever and ever. That's not how that works. You get to change your mind. It's crazy. You get to change your mind. So when I ask you what you want and you freeze because you think you're only allowed to decide one time, one thing, what do you want? So it better be perfect. And then we get overwhelmed because if it's not the perfect one, oh my God, we're going to screw it up. And so what happens? Nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens because you can't decide what you want because you've got yourself in an overwhelm. And what happens when we're in overwhelm? Nothing happens. So let's bring it down, right? Let's bring it back to a manageable place of what do you want a little bit more of and work your way towards what you ultimately want. The truth of the matter is when you start a journey of what do you want a little bit more of, there's a really good chance what you ultimately want is going to change. Because as you get your ball rolling with a little bit more of what you want, and a little bit more of what you want, and a little bit more of what you want, you start to see things are possible that wouldn't have occurred to you before. Because you were so far removed from them, it seemed like a pipe dream. So rather than, here's the thing, if you know what you ultimately want, that's fantastic. That's great. But if you're not sure, or if the question even creates a paralyzing feeling in you, just let it go. It takes zero energy to let it go. And just start from the other side. What do we want to make a little bit more of?